How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have updated numbers from the ETFs yesterday, and yeah, someone sold a lot of Bitcoin, Grayscale specifically, but the market is starting to rally a little bit. As you can see here, we consolidated right around that low $60,000 range, and now we're moving up. This is extremely bullish looking. Let me explain what happened yesterday. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them. As you can see too, there's a link to Margex underneath the video. If you want to trade on Margex, you can use that link. You can set up deposits, or you can set up a deposit and start trading within a few minutes from when you log onto the website. And I just went into an account and found out that I left a position open up 2,800%. Just crazy. It was during the time when everyone was worried about the ETFs, and we fell right below 40,000 after the ETFs were approved back on January 25th. And yeah, it's been up only since then. So yeah, you can make some huge gains if you leverage trade. Sometimes you don't even realize that you still have the position open. So definitely check out the link underneath the video. There's also a link to CoinW in case you want to buy spot crypto, in case you want to just buy it and withdraw it onto some other exchange, some other hardware wallet, for example. There's a link to both of these underneath the video. And as you can see here, we have flipped bullish. So let's go to the 1 hour on Bitcoin. As you can see here, we are in bullish momentum territory. We have been since 51,000. If we go even further in though, if we go down to the 15-minute, you can see bullish momentum after consolidating around 60,000. Now we're starting to move bullish momentum, which is pretty awesome. I mean, there's not much Bitcoin left. By the way, this how I know that we're flipping into bullish momentum on the 15-minute. We do have an indicator. It's called HGAlgo. We created it, and there's a link to it underneath the video. It's 20% off right now, and it plugs right into your TradingView. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin ETF flow data from yesterday. So, first of all, this is the history, right? These are the spot flows. We had 677 million flowing into Bitcoin. This was not yesterday, but the day before on Wednesday. ARCB had an inflow of 10 million. BITB, an inflow of 20 million. GBTC with a huge freaking outflow, 589 million. You know, we had a bit of a drop yesterday. This could have been the reason. You see just a massive outflow, 599 million on 229. This is close to their highest outflow days. Now, is this alarming? Not necessarily. We continue to see less and less money, or less and less Bitcoin in GBTC. This is about 2% of their overall funds, so they could do this for a while longer. But I think part of this could be due to Genesis selling off a large portion of their GBTC. If you remember, we saw in the news that they could sell up to about $1.6 billion of GBTC, and this is when Bitcoin's price was even lower, so maybe $2 billion worth. But we also got news yesterday that they're giving back people's crypto in kind, which means they're selling GBTC and then going and buying Bitcoin with it, which is really interesting because that means, yeah, we can have selling pressure. Like when they sell GBTC, we can see selling pressure. But then as soon as they get the money from this, they go out and buy Bitcoin. So it's basically a wash. It's just we can see some volatility in the meantime. And I think as soon as we get the money out GBTC, or the more we can get out GBTC, the better. If we can just get done with some of these massive outflows, I'm all for it. We also saw just a huge amount of volume, right? $1.32 billion from GBTC. EZBC, $5.4 billion. FBTC, kind of a small day for Fidelity, $45 million. HODL, $7 million. And then we had another huge day for Blackrock, $604 million inflow. So they saved the day in the sense that we still had net inflows. That's a huge day. Like I said, that's 10,000 Bitcoin that BlackRock added again. Now they have over 10 billion in AUM, which is the fastest we've ever seen any ETF get to. Less than 2 months. That's just crazy how quickly they're accumulating. And I've talked to you about the last few days. There was a leak that they're actually suggesting maybe 28% isn't unreasonable to put into Bitcoin to some of their high net worth clients. This is coming from a quant, though. So someone that's looking at purely numbers, and it makes sense because Bitcoin doesn't exactly move with the market, and it is the best performing asset of all time. So it would make sense to have a high allocation. Now, I don't think they're telling high net worth clients really to go buy 28%. They're probably saying start with 1-2% allocation maybe, and then move up from there if you still want to. But still, 1% allocation for their total AUM means that they have another 90% to go. They've gone 10%. So this is just the beginning for them. We have OTC Bitcoin running dry. This is coming from Caitlin Long, supposedly founder and CEO of Custody. This is coming from Caitlin Long, who's been in crypto for a long time, supposedly, and on Wall Street for a long time. And she says that there's only about 40 Bitcoin available for sale at any price on one point on Wednesday. This is coming from a credible source. And you can see, even if it's not 40, right? There used to be 15,000 Bitcoin, which was a lot back then. 15,000 Bitcoin back before in the last bull market. Now there's nothing, like barely anything on the OTC desks, which means that anyone that wants to buy, which there's more people buying than selling, right? Whoever wants to buy has to go buy it off of the market. They can't go through an OTC desk and try to avoid paying up for the price. Blackrock is also going to launch their ETF today in Brazil. And we have strong accumulation from more wallets. I mean, this is Mr. 100. You can see these are all the times that they purchased yesterday. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 times yesterday. They've already bought once today. They bought 19 times or 17 times the day before. So they keep on buying. And without knowing who this is, they could be doing this for the next 2 years. We have no idea how long they're going to accumulate like this. I mean, they have sold at times in the past, but they don't seem to be selling much recently. You can see like just so many buys, and sometimes they take profits, right? They sell a little bit probably just to test liquidity, and then they go right back to buying a few days later. They're not the only ones buying either. Like, take a look at this address. This is the third largest address. They stopped buying way back at the beginning of the year. So January 4, they bought 2,200 Bitcoin. That same day, they bought another 1,100, 3,300, 1,100, 1,100. So they just bought a lot that day, thousands and thousands of Bitcoin, about 10,000 Bitcoin. Then just sat there, withdrew a little bit just to make sure that their wallet was still working, it looks like. And then just 2 days ago, they bought another 4,800 Bitcoin. Yeah, so they couldn't wait any longer. They saw the price go from the last time that they bought, which was, 43,000? They saw it go up to 62, and they thought, I need more allocation towards Bitcoin. So yeah, that will also help the price. We can also see here, this is the 34th largest wallet. They just accumulate too. They bought 156 2 days ago for the first time since last year as well. Right? So little buys like this, little 156 Bitcoin buys do push up the market as well. I mean, this is a significant amount when you think about it, right? This is still a seventh of the daily issuance or a sixth of the daily issuance. In a few months, this is going to be a third. So pretty impressive how much some of these people are stacking. And really, there aren't many sales out there. I'm not seeing a lot of sales. GBTC obviously is selling, but they're a forced seller. They're forced to sell because their clients are telling them to sell. I don't see many entities that are actually choosing to sell right now. And I've thought about this myself, right? I feel like I'm scarred a little bit by the last bear market, and I accumulated enough that I have more Bitcoin than I thought I was going to have. And at these prices, when I look at the dollar value of my Bitcoin, it makes me want to take a little bit of profit. But then I sit there and I think, I'm going to take profit ahead of the Bitcoin halving, ahead of when we even hit all-time highs. We could go 2, 3, 5x from here. And I think, okay, just relax. You don't have to sell any right now. We're still super early. And we have confirmation of that. Plan B just said we got a red dot. Accumulation phase has ended. No more easy buying opportunities in orderly and slowly increasing markets. The bull market has started. If history is any guide, we will see about 10 months of face-melting FOMO, extreme price pumps combined with multiple 30% drops. Enjoy. So he says that we're already in that bull market phase where we just run up really quickly. Now here, back in 2017, we saw about 12 months. Here it was much more muted, right? In 2020 to 2021, this was about 8 months. Now we can see some yellow in between bull market, so we can see some distribution phases. But yeah, be ready because we may see some crazy days in the coming months. And just be ready. You know, I do think there's a chance that we don't have the typical bear market. But also, if I get life-changing gains, if I get enough money that it really sets me up for life, I will take profits. No matter what the asset is, I will take profits. But I also plan on holding a decent amount of Bitcoin because I always want exposure to this asset. Because there's always that 20, 30, 40% chance that we don't come back down. That it's parabolic from here. Countries start buying, institutions start buying, and yeah, I want to be part of that. Now, let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Let me know what you think about GBTC being forced to sell. Of course, this is just normal, but let me hear your thoughts as to their explosion in volume yesterday, in selling volume. Thank you so much. Check out the link to Margex underneath the video and also to CoinW. I'll see you in the next one.